Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to Math Test number 50A, Introduction to Slope. So, just a quick refresher on how to graph. Remember, all coordinates are the x value first, followed by the y value. Now, the x-axis is just like a number line horizontally, and the y-axis is just like a number line vertically. You always start at the origin, which is 0, 0. Then move left or right. Left if it's a negative x value, right if it's a positive x value, and then up or down. Up if it's a positive y value, down if it's a negative y value. So always starting at the origin. To get to point A, I'll move left to right first, so I need to move right 4. That's our x value, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So A is at the coordinate 4, 4. B, I need to move left first to -3 and then down 3. So that's -3, 3. C, I need to move right first to 3 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, -6. Remember, if you move down, it's negative. And to get to D, I move left first. That is to -5 and then up 2. So -5, 2. And you'll notice the quadrants. Quadrant 1, everything is positive, positive. Quadrant 2, everything is negative, positive. Quadrant 3 over here, everything is negative, negative. And quadrant 4, everything is positive, negative, right? So in geometry, a line is formed when 2 points connect. Line is infinite, and it goes on forever in both directions. And then slope is simply a measure in the change of y values over the change in x values. So it will look like a fraction, all right? So we always read coordinate planes from left to right. So as I read this left to right, you'll notice that line is going down. That's a negative slope. As I read that left to right, you'll notice this line is going up. That's a positive slope. We have an undefined slope. That's a vertical line. You can make a U out of it. That's how you also know that it's undefined slope. And then a horizontal line, that's a zero slope. You can make a Z out of it. That's how you know it's a zero slope. So this first one, as I read it left to right, it goes up. That's a positive slope. This one goes down left to right. That's a negative slope. This is vertical, up and down, right? It's undefined. And this one is horizontal. It is a zero slope. To the back side. For finding points, you first need coordinates. And then you need the slope formula. And the slope formula is your first coordinate, which we call x1, y1, and your second coordinate, which we call x2, y2. And your slope formula is, again, the change in y, sometimes called delta y, over the change in x, sometimes called delta x. So how do we calculate this? The very first thing you need to do is label your points, right? So x1, y1, x2, y2. And then you plug it into the slope formula. Remember, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 in this case is 5. Y1 in this case is 7, over x2 in this case is -2 minus x1 in this case is 3. So we'll have some keep change obviously involved here. 5 minus 7 equals 5 plus -7. That's -2 over, and then -2 minus 3 becomes plus -3. -2 plus -3 gives you -5. So our slope in this case, negative divided by negative is positive. So we have 2 over 5. Slope is 2 over 5, meaning you'd move up 2 and right 5 from each point on your line. Let's try one more. x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, write out your formula. Remember, it's the change in y over the change in x. And now the order of the pairs really does matter, right? So you got to do the y2 value first, in this case, which is 6, minus the y1 value, which is -2. Notice how you leave that minus sign there. And then x2 value, which is 2, minus the x1 value, which is also -2. So some keep change involved here. And we get 6 plus 2, which is 8. 2 plus 2, which is 4. You can simplify this, which just equals 2. We always write our slope as a fraction. So our slope in this case is equal to 2 over 1, meaning you'd move up 2 and right 1. Okay, you've got a couple problems here. Practice on your own and then come show me.